Well, there's value in insurance and agribusiness, and our value stock strategist Tracey Ryniec is here now to tell us more about that. At least a couple of companies that you've highlighted, one in each of those groups. We'll start with insurance. United Insurance Holdings, what is it, UIHC, the ticker?
That's right.
Okay.
They're in Florida. It sounds so boring always, like, yeah, an insurance company, but insurance, it's been around forever. Everybody needs it, and they do property and casualty, and that's big business in Florida.
Yeah.
They're about the 8th largest insurer down there, and they're growing quickly. But some of their growth now is coming from outside of Florida. They're expanding into other states. There is business to be had in Texas and these other places. So they've been expanding premiums there. Over 22% in the last quarter, but Florida's still doing quite well. There's not been any, knock on wood, big
disasters,
hurricanes and things there to pay out. So that's all been good, but they have anticipated between 10 and 15% growth in premiums in Florida, and they had about 12 last quarter. So, they're right in the middle of their range, and that's where they want to be. Earnings have been looking real good here. The analysts have all been raising for this year. They're supposed to see earnings growth of over about 40% this year. That's, tremendous for insurance. Next year, not quite sure. I think the analysts are kind of waiting to see what happens in the next 2 quarters. They're being cautious, but still nice growth story here if you want to get in kind of on the ground floor while this company is expanding. You can see with the chart, it's been on fire for a couple of years. A lot of the insiders who work here have been buying the shares because it's a deal, it's a value. It's trading only about 8 times. That's very cheap compared to the overall market. And then you have the great earnings growth. But shares have kind of stalled out this year. Could be a buying opportunity for people looking to get in, especially if we see further pullback, as these small cap stocks kind of start to tumble a little bit. This is a good play. It's a Zacks #1. Everything else looks real good.
All right. Well, if there wasn't value there, you wouldn't be talking about it.
That's right.
The agribusiness company is the Andersons. I was wondering when you were going to get around to them again.
I know. I like them. There's just something about it. I don't know. They were founded in Ohio. They still have original family members working at the company, running the company. They're in kind of interesting areas. Ethanol is one of their big businesses. They also do grain storage. They have a rail component, and then they also run at least one store in Ohio, which I always thought was kind of interesting. I don't think they make any money off that store, but just for historical purposes and everything, they run that store. They also have fertilizers. So they have a lot of different diverse groups in the agribusiness. And when one is down, it seems like another one is doing well. In the second quarter, ethanol had a record second quarter, really boosted the earnings. They blew out the earnings estimate that quarter. Grains are also starting to come back because that's been a little weak. Fertilizers have been on the weak side as well, but that's because the farmers haven't really been planting, but they're going to plant. So they expect that area to improve. The rail is really hot right now. That is a small division for them, but still, that's running at capacity. You can see the earnings estimates really exploding here to the upside after the big beat in the second quarter, up from 340 only 90 days ago to like over 440 now. That's over 40% earnings growth this year. Next year, again, analysts a little cautious. They like being cautious here, but still see some earnings growth, only about 4%, but I do expect that to change as the company, comes out with better than everybody expects for next year, but we'll have to watch that. I do have to say there's kind of mixed messages on the ag side right now. AGCO, which makes the big farming equipment, came out with a warning for the year and lowered its sales guidance. But this company is not in the farming equipment side of things, as I said. So I'm not expecting that weakness to impact everything that they're doing. You can see in the chart, great rally, just like a lot of things have had. It's been kind of up and down recently. So if you can get it on a downward slope, get it a little more attractive. It has pulled back a little bit in the last couple of weeks. It's trading around 13 times. It's not very expensive, especially with the earnings growth. So if you're looking for something on the farming side that doesn't have the earnings warnings, it's not on the equipment side, the Andersons is an interesting play.
All right. Do you own either of these?
I do not.
Okay. We have other stock picks and stock picking strategies for that matter. And they're on our website, Zacks.com. So if you're not there already watching this video, get on over. You can link to them right off the homepage. With Tracey, I'm Terry Ruffalo.